Hey everybody, Chris with Clutter Reduction Junk Removal in Palm Beach County, Florida. We just got out of our networking group. We go to 2 so far this year. One of them we've been in for a couple of years, and we go to typically on Tuesday nights. Sometimes we'll bounce around to other groups depending on our schedule. This one we just started this year in January, and this is Thursday mornings. Now this one is a little bit more referral based, whereas the other one is a little bit more for just kind of getting to know each other and build that relationship business wise, and then you kind of get worked through that. And both of them work. And the thing about it is they both work in their own way, and they work just as much as they may not work depending on how you utilize it. Networking is just like any other marketing strategy. You can't just post once on social media and expect to get business out of it for months. You can't just go to one storage unit and leave your cars behind and expect to get work everywhere else. That's not how it works. You have to constantly be doing networking just like you do marketing. You have to put in the effort to get to know people. People are more likely to do business with you when they know you and trust you over other companies. In addition to that, people also like to feel like they are being thought of. So even if we can't directly get referrals through our clienteles, we will make sure that we at least are putting their information out there and making them aware of it. For example, one of the ways that we market is by going on Facebook and Nextdoor, and we will comment on posts of people looking for junk removal services. So one of the things that we like to do is if we see somebody asking for a painter, we're gonna say, hey, we know a great painter, here's his information. By the way, and this is where we kind of come in, and this is a way to kind of market off of somebody else, if it applies, you need a painter, you're gonna be cleaning up your house, it's gonna be so nice and fresh after. If you need to declutter it to kind of finish the whole overall scene of it, here's our information. Or if somebody needs a plumber, if someone says, hey, I had a bathroom leak, I need a plumber as soon as possible, I'm gonna recommend a plumber in the group. You know what I'm gonna say after that? If your cabinet or your vanity or anything else was damaged and you need to get rid of it, we do junk removal. So even if they don't use you for that specific moment, your information is out there, and so is the person you referred for the other people in the comments to go look at. I can't tell you how many times somebody is saying, hey, I need a physical therapist, any recommendations? I don't need a physical therapist right now, but I'm prone to injury with my job. So if someone asks about it and there's 24 comments, I might go scroll through those comments to see who is being recommended and who is being recommended repetitively, and I'll just keep that information in mind. Maybe I'll save the post for the future. We've had a client with that who happened once. She said, I wasn't looking for your services, but somebody was saying that they were moving soon and looking for somebody to come by and pick up all the stuff they weren't gonna be taking with them. Perfect example for junk removal. And we had commented our service. And she said, I wasn't planning on it at the time, but I saved the post to my Facebook page. And a couple of months later, she wasn't moving, but they were gonna downsize and get rid of a lot of their stuff. And she went back and saw our information, saw that a couple people had liked our comment and multiple people had commented us. So she went ahead and called us and we did the job with her. And that's like a perfect situation. So when it comes to networking, what I recommend you do is, number one, if you've never done it before, start with a free group. You can go to eventbrite.com, go to the business section, type in your area and type in business networking, or honestly just go to it and just scroll through, you'll find it eventually. They will typically meet at a coffee place or some kind of breakfast or lunch or happy hour. You're bound to find a few of them. And it's usually 1 to 2 hours, maybe 3, depending on the event. They are typically free. You go there, you introduce yourself, you say, hey, my name is Chris with Clutter Reduction Junk Removal. Here's what we do. Here's my business card. What do you do? Can I have a business card of yours? Now, once you have that connection, they have your card, you have theirs. That doesn't mean that months from now you're gonna remember who they are and think to refer them out when somebody asks, hey, do you know so-and-so? This is what you do. You have their information. At the end of the night, go home, spread them all out on your desk, make little notes, email them all or text them, whichever one, and say, hey, it was great meeting you tonight, or the next morning, hey, it was great meeting you last night. I would love to chat more and get to know you a little bit better and your services. And then you meet with them for coffee, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Tell them to bring their spouse with them so you can do like a double date if you're married or have a relationship. Now you can get to know them a little bit. It's a tax write-off because it's marketing, and now you can help build that relationship, so they're more likely to refer you out in the future because now they know you. They've met with you. They know your personal life. They may be more inclined to use you versus 1-800-GOT-JUNK if somebody they know needs junk removal. And you got to keep in mind with networking, they're people too, just like you. They have their clientele base, even if it's a completely different service that has nothing to do with anything that may be an everyday situation for junk removal. They have neighbors, they have friends, they have family, they have coworkers. Susan, you're moving next week? Oh my gosh, that's such a stressful thing. I did that 2 years ago. It was the worst thing ever. And then Susan says, yeah, tell me about it. And we can't bring half our stuff with us. We're gonna have to get rid of a bunch of things. I don't know what to do. We're gonna have to try to call like Habitat for Humanity or something to see if they can pick up. And then your connection can say, absolutely. Although, if you do end up just needing to get rid of some stuff, I have a guy who does junk removal. I believe they take furniture and appliances and household miscellaneous. Here's his information, give him a call. Susan calls me, hey, I got your number from so-and-so. I'm gonna be moving soon and I'm downsizing and I'm gonna try to call Habitat to come by and get a pickup, and then I'll probably need to get rid of anything else. And at that point, I can say, absolutely, I encourage you to get donation done first. By the way, here's another source in case Habitat is backed up, because most of the time they are 2 to 3 months out from availability. And then she'll go, oh my God, I didn't know that. Yep, it sucks. But here's what you can do. At the end, whatever you have left over, or if you don't want to deal with the headache of it all, give us a call. We'll come out, we'll give you a free estimate. If you're happy with it, we can either take it on the spot or we can come back at a better time and take whatever it is that you need. And just like that, you book a job. We've had that situation happen multiple times, especially through the people that we build those relationships with. I have done jobs for people that we give a card to and like a year later they refer us out and I'm like, hey, how'd you hear about us? I met you at an event like a year ago and I just had your card on my desk. Okay, you know, that's a 1 in a million kind of thing. But a lot of our jobs come from people that we've met with on a constant basis, that we meet weekly, we meet monthly. We are fresh in their minds. Even if we're not seeing them in person, we're on social media, we're liking each other's posts, we're commenting on things. Hey, congratulations on your job that you just got, or congratulations on the house you just sold. I saw your son won the state championship for track and field. That's awesome. I did track in high school too. That's a great accomplishment. It has nothing to do with them specifically, but it does because it's their kid. And all it does is keep you fresh in their mind. So, networking. Start with something free. Maybe try to find a group you like. If you feel like you got good vibes from everybody, people felt like they were very upfront with you and they were conversing with you, and you feel like, okay, there's a lot of people in this industry or in this group where, you know, they're more likely to probably run into clientele that needs junk removal. That's a perfect situation. Try to join that group. Go every week, go every month. Again, not all of them require payment, but some of them do. One of ours is $50 a month for the year. Another one, it's $450 down payment, and then it's $150 a quarter. Now, the quarterly payment goes towards like a social they have once a quarter. This group, we've had a kind of a slow start too. We were pushing out reviews. We were doing one-on-ones, not reviews, referrals. We were doing one-on-ones, and up until like June is when we got our first like official job that wasn't like $100, and it kind of sucked. And we were like, this is a waste of money. And then when this one guy came in, we got a $3,000 storage job, and then we got a $700 job, and then we got a $450 job. And then we just did a $730 job last week, and now things are kind of starting to roll in. So sometimes it just takes time, and it sucks because you're paying for it and you're spending your time on it, but it's just like anything else. Look at Google Ads can cost anywhere up to $3,000 a month just as a baseline, and even then you're likely not going to get traction until at least 3 to 4 months in. That means that you're putting in almost $10,000 before you start seeing legitimate results. You might get a couple of jobs here and there, but I believe the statistic is expect about 3 to 4 months before things actually really start coming in. And that's a lot of money you're putting up front. So this is just another source of marketing that, in addition to getting jobs, I also think it helps kind of just spread your awareness out, especially if you can meet some people that work in your city or work for a government official or have strong ties to the community. In addition to all that, it also helps you as a character, I believe, when pitching your business and talking about your business. It helps you feel a little bit more confident, and it helps you kind of word things a little better, especially when you go to your clientele. because if you go talk to your client and you're new to junk removal and you're kind of all over the place, maybe you're not quite confident. You could be confident in yourself, but not in your business or your services. Talking with people who are at a higher caliber than you or a different industry, and maybe everything's a little different for them and they don't fully understand your business, it's going to teach you to explain it better, which is only going to help you with your clients. So that's my spiel on networking. Let me know if you network. If you do, what kind of groups do you go to? How did you get into it? And what kind of results do you see from it? And in addition, the Junk Expo in Sonoma County, I believe tickets are still going for sale, but I believe they are running out quickly. Check that out. We went last year and we probably didn't make the absolute best use of it personally. But what I would recommend you do, if you are new into it, or maybe you're even a couple years in, but now like maybe you're facing like employee problems, or you want to grow, you're not sure how, or you're running into a certain situation, before the expo, if you're gonna go, I would write down a couple of questions and a couple of struggles that you have, right? Have them ready to go. And when you get to the expo, make it a goal to talk to 25 people the first day, and then 25 people the next day, and ask them those questions on your sheet that would apply to them. If your question is about employees and they don't have employees, ask a different question, you know? But if they have employees, maybe they're a little bit bigger than you, ask them your problem, because there's a good chance that their problem is gonna directly relate to yours. Why? Because this is a junk expo. Everybody in this expo does junk removal. There is no better place to be to get information about your business for problems you have now and problems you may face later on. I think it's good to have the speakers there and the vendors there, but everyone's gonna be selling a product or a service. Your best opportunity is to talk to those 500 something junk removal owners that are there, who are there to do the exact same thing you are. They're there to network and they're there to learn. It's a perfect opportunity. So if you're gonna go, you have to make use of it. It's just like a networking group. You can't just go there and show up and go sit down and eat your food and, hey, yeah, I'm Chris with Clutter Reduction Junk Removal. Yeah, we're in Florida. I've been doing this for 5 years. Yeah, no employees, just me and my wife. Yeah, that's not gonna get me anything. I'm just going up there for no reason. Instead, I'm gonna write down, hey, I'm having a fear of hiring out employees for XYZ reasons. I know there's nothing you could do about it. How did you overcome that fear? And if I talk to somebody, they say, yeah, I got 4 employees. Guess what question I'm asking? Hey, how'd you overcome the fear of hiring out an employee? And I'm gonna ask 20 people that question, the same as that question. Why? Because out of all those answers, I can take the average one that either just seems overall most comprehensible, or I'm gonna find the one that's most relatable to me. And the more volume you have to ask that question, the more likely you are to get that answer. So that is the best way I can recommend you take use of this expo if you are going. You can check out Matt and Jojo from Sonoma Strong Hauling on YouTube. Click on their link in the description to buy tickets. I believe it's going to send you to Eventbrite, I think. I don't know. We got our tickets a long time ago. But go check out their link. I don't remember the exact cost, but it is a business write-off because it is education and or marketing, which is a 100% write-off. So if you have a surplus this year, you can write off your plane ticket, you can write off your hotels, you can write off your meals, and you can write, well, meals are half, but you can write off your meals and you can write off the expo itself. And if you want to go bowling after, I don't know where they're going to be meeting this year, but if there's a place nearby for bowling and you meet somebody there who's in a different state, say, hey, you want to go bowling? Yeah, great. Write off. Why? Because it's networking. Doesn't matter if it's an activity, you're going with somebody with the intention to talk about business. That is networking, and that is a business write-off. So overall, it's a pretty good opportunity, and it's something that would take you a lot of time to sit there and message 100 different people. And you might be messaging people that you don't know very well, and you don't know how they are. This gives you an opportunity to meet them in person, and you're gonna find people that are like, I like you, seem like a pretty cool guy, pretty good lady, and based on what you told me, I like your story. How did you overcome this? Or did you struggle with this too? Yeah, how did you get through it? So that's my spiel on this all. But if you're gonna go to the expo already, if you already bought your ticket, comment down below, let us know. We will be there, and I think we're gonna be there for 2 days before, the event's 2 days, and then 2 days after. So if anybody wants to play pool, I'm not great, but I enjoy it, so we're gonna try to find a place that has a pool table. Also, if you live in Sonoma County or nearby, we need recommendations for things to do. The first time we went there, we went to the Redwood Forest, we went to a couple of vineyards, and we went somewhere else a while ago. But always looking for recommendations, and if you're in the same boat, then hopefully somebody comments about it and you can check that out as well. But that is it for me. We have been very busy, a little bit with business, but also just some other personal things going on. So we haven't really been doing much elsewhere, and we'll try to get back on top of that. So that is it for us.